1 Corinthians 11, 1 through 2 says, "Be imitators of me, just also as I am an imitator of Christ. Now I praise you because you remember me in everything and hold firmly to the traditions, just as I delivered them to you." Well, if you're joining us in reading through this 90-day reading plan, today's reading is 1 Corinthians 11, 1 through 22, and I encourage you to read that passage. Well, chapters 11 through 14 make up a section concerning worship in the church at Corinth. While it cannot be permanently separated from the rest of the letter, it does point to the major problem in the Corinthian church was a lack of understanding of how we all fit into the program that God has for his church. In this first section, 11, 1 through 19, Paul argues a cultural argument concerning the dress of women and men in the church. In the past, churches have held that women should not have their head covered and that a man should never have had it covered in church. But this is really a cultural argument because women who were prostitutes were marked by a lack of hair, and men who were unrighteous tended to have head coverings. Paul is suggesting actually a little more than that. And by imitating society, they were denigrating God's creation. This section of chapter 11 has also been misinterpreted to say that women are not of equal status as men. That is completely false. In nature, men and women are co-equal. While Eve came from Adam, all of their children came from her. Creation is tied to both of them, and therefore in creation they are equal. But just as no leader in a society leads to anarchism, no leader in worship leads to sin. Again, this is not to say that women are less or men are more, but it is to say that they have different roles to play in the corporate worship world. I am not going to become involved in this argument because the time does not allow it, but let me just say that in general, women are better serving by being ministered to through women, and men are better served by being ministered to by men. And there are certain activities of the church that have been designed by God as roles specifically for the man and for the woman. It is in our best interest to find those roles and to submit to God to those roles.